Hi everyone, in this video I wanted to talk about an electric vehicle dealer that I visited recently. ERLS Vehicles are an electric vehicle specialist based in Brixworth near Northampton. It's a small family run business with a big focus on eco-credentials. If you've watched my previous videos you'll know that a few weeks ago I bought a Tesla Model 3 Performance from them. And when I went down to the showroom I was really impressed with it and I thought it was worth a feature on this channel. I just want to say I'm not receiving any sponsorship for this video, but it was genuinely the least stressful experience I've ever had when buying a car. And I wanted to do my bit to showcase the business a little bit, as I was really impressed with the work that they'd done on the two buildings. Regarding the car sale, there was no pressure to buy any finance products from them. They'd put in a lot of effort to get the car ready for sale, and when I made the journey down there I really felt like a valued customer already. Their vision for the business is really inspiring, and you can tell the passion that they both had for the project. As you will see in the video, there are two main buildings, one of which is the showroom, which is complete, and the other is destined to be a coffee point / EV charging station for EV owners and customers. And then the visitors to the site can charge their cars with the solar panels that are on top of the canopy under a carport that is due to be built on the side of the second building. I really believe that this could be a template for EV car showrooms going forward. It also makes a lot of sense economically as well. The solar panels can power the showroom, charge the electric vehicles, and essentially make the business much cheaper to run. The way that they've transformed what was a couple of old derelict buildings and the site of an old petrol forecourt was a brilliant advert for renewables, and a good way to do something different with your business to make it stand out. So without further ado, I'll leave you with Magnus and Martin explaining their vision for the business, what they've done to the building so far, and the future plans. Thank you to them both also for taking the time out to do this video, and also for the customer service that they provided when I bought the car. I hope you enjoy the video and showroom as much as I did when I visited it, and if you're looking for a first EV, be sure to give them a shout.
So officially, we started the building in January 2021, finished in February 2022. So we've been working out here since then. There's three main reasons why people buy an EV: is either cost savings, performance, or from the environmental side. Those are the typical three. It's quite hard to show off the other two, but to have this building, it works quite nicely with the eco side of it. It's a bit more of a we've been told, and we certainly feel it's more of a sort of a warming atmosphere. It's when you're buying the car not from a dealership, it's more enthusiastic, and we pass that knowledge on to customers who are looking to take the first step into EV ownership, or have a second EV because the first one they like so much. So.
And then with those solar panels up there, they generate to a battery storage, as you'll appreciate, that's the way on a commercial, there's no feed-in tariff. So you want to use as much of your electricity that you generate as you can. So those batteries and the solar system are linked to an EV charger outside that we can set to run just on solar if it's a sunny day like today, or it will top it up off the battery, or if you want to have full 3-phase 22 kilowatt charging, you can set it to that, and that's the fastest that it will charge.
Yeah, no, it is really useful. Some of the cars that you can bring them out in the morning, and just it's a day like it is today, which is very sunny, and it will be like this from probably about 10 o'clock, 9 in the morning until probably about 9 at night, I think. Yeah. That's how much of the sun we get here. We can leave a car just trickling off the solar, and it's just keep them topped up.
So we actually completely thermal insulated the building. So we've got a thing called neopore. It's like a polystyrene, but it's flame retardant, and it comes in like little polystyrene balls, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we filled all the cavities with that. We've lined it. We've got rigid insulation on the outside. We've got 50 mil on the outside, and we've got 120 on the inside.
Yeah.
And then it's battened, and then you've got the thermo wood, which is also an insulated timber.
Yeah.
But there's no actual thermo wood. It's a Scandinavian product. They basically steam dry the timber at 200 degrees. It kills all the cellulose in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that we don't want any chemicals on it at all. So it'll go down to a grey sort of finish. We put a big steel beam through there. That's what this section covers here, because we designed the roof to take full sedum, a full grass roof, and that would have absorbed about a tonne of CO2 a year if we'd have done this whole area.
Right.
But unfortunately, the solar was going to go on the carport at the back, but the neighbours raised a complaint with the planning officer.
Right.
So I had to move the solar panels back to half of the roof here. And we've got one row on the carport, but it meant I had to halve the amount of, so we only absorb half a tonne of CO2. The only thing that I've got to say that we didn't, the roof covering on this, because we're putting so much sedum, the grass on there, I did elect to put fiberglass, which you've got to say isn't that easy, but it's a guarantee that it won't leak for 40 years.
Flat roof as well.
And I didn't really, sedum, the roots, you don't realise that it does actually, if it's a rubber roof or a felt roof, the roots get under the joints. So that's why we elected to put a fiberglass roof on. So I've got to own up when I haven't done something that's okay. We were looking at doing the air source heat pump. The problem with that is if you haven't got an underfloor scenario to use, you have to use radiators, and we would have needed 7 radiators in here.
Right.
Full height, 600 wide, which takes the wall space.
Yeah.
So we did the calculations. So we've actually elected to go to air conditioning units. Very efficient.
Because of how well the building's insulated, we tend to, well, normally if it's a slightly windier day, we'll have the windows and doors open and not have any air conditioning, so the breeze. If not, then we'll use maybe one. I think when it was particularly hot last year, about 40 or certainly high 30 degrees, we did use 2. But apart from that, we can get away with something one, and because it's so well insulated, it maintains the temperature.
And we hardly use them in the winter because of the thermal.
Just keeps it warm enough as it is
It's
without
warm enough.
it.
We have one radiator in the bathroom, which is our towel rail, and that is enough to give us the heat that we need during the winter.
Right.
We collect all the rainwater off this building. We did a calculation based on the rainfall in Brixworth. You need 4,000
litres of
rainfall a year in Brixworth. So we've got 4 IBC containers that we collect, and all the gutters on this building are copper, pure copper. When you run rainwater through copper, copper sulfate kills the algae. So we collect all this water for washing the toilet, running the washing machine, and washing the cars. So we're going to ultimately have a reception, a client's sort of coffee area. They can make their own, because we encourage people, if they want to come up, they can come and charge, because we want to put a charging bay where all the concrete is. We want to put a carport with solar panels on it, and I want 4 chargers on that wall.
Yeah.
On the 3-phase. I know it's tucked away, but we can get clients to come up. They can do a bit of work, use the Wi-Fi.
Have a coffee, talk EVs. Yeah, we are tucked away. I mean, we'd obviously like to look into EV servicing. It's just to make sure that the time's right for us. So it's at the minute we're happy getting people into electric cars. I think down the line we'll be looking to maintain that relationship with customers and to have them come back for servicing when we can obviously get into it. But we've certainly got lots of plans, and we're still working on the sites. I don't think it's a traditional car.
No, definitely not. So there you go. If you're near Northampton way, be sure to drop into ERLS Vehicles and see how the site's progressing. They have a great team down there, and hopefully I can get back to check on progress in a few years' time. I've included a link to their website if you want to look more into their business. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more of this content. And be sure to like this video if you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.